Okay, so I'm continuing on tonight's work. I added a little something here, a little suggestion for each one. Here I can simplify once I write my ratio. Here I can round after I cross multiply and divide, simplify and round. So my change goes over my original. So this will be 6 over 60. And each one is going to have x and 100 because I'm trying to find a percent. And in my percent, the whole is 100. So here my whole is 60 and my change is 6. Here my whole is 17 and my change is 6 again. 630, 189, 15, and 170. So for each one, I'm going to cross multiply and divide. So I'm going to cross multiply 6 times 100, 6 times 100 again, 189 times 100, and 15 times 100. Now, I told you the trick about these in class. Just add 2 zeros after the number when you multiply or cross multiply. 6 times 100 is 600 over 60. You should be able to tell what to do with this one. 6 times 100. Whoops, that should just be 600. This one was doing the step that I said not to. My bad. Over 17. 18900 over 630. 18,900 over 630. And then 1,500 over 170. You should be able to see where you can simplify on these. So cross out, and then you can simplify more. Cross out a 0, cross out a 0. Now remember, I'm only crossing out 1 0 on the top and bottom because there's only one that they have in common. They have to have a partner. So then you should be able to continue simplifying from here. 1, 8, 9, 0, and 63 have a factor of 9 in common. And 150 and 17 don't have any factors in common, so that's where the rounding comes in because 17 is a prime number. So you should be able to find out all of these percents and then determine which one is the largest to answer question number 6. Going on to question number 5. One second. This one can be shown on the paper, directly on the paper. Remember that it should say correct, because I'm dealing with correct to total questions. And this is my ratio, so I need to highlight that too, because that's important. So remember, we're talking about the things, and we have to match the unit. So I want correct questions, and then I want my total. So now I have to write out what they give me. I'm not finding a percent, so I don't need my x and 100. I need to know how many were correct. 6 out of 20. Then it asks me about 30 questions. So 30 questions is going to be my total. It's not saying she's going to get 30 correct. It's saying how many will she answer correct out of 30. Now I can put my x. Here, you should know what to do, and you will get a whole number based on these answers. Back up to Holly and her 2 best friends. Holly's 2 best friends. Sorry, I switched papers. 3 people. The total is $31.84, 15% off. How much will each person owe? All right. So, whenever I see a percent, according to your notes, you need to take it and convert it into a decimal. So 15% converted to a decimal is 0.15. After you convert it to a decimal, let me make note of that, multiply. Then it says off. The word off means subtract. So I've got 0.15. I'm multiplying it by 31.84. I'm going to find an answer here. Then I'm going to take that answer and subtract it from our bill. Then once I do that, they're also splitting the bill. So that means I have to do something else. Since I'm splitting it, I need to divide by 3. So a lot of steps there. So you get a number here. Then you take 31.84, subtract that number. Then you'll get another number. We'll put it in an oval. Then you'll take that oval and divide by 3. Now, if that doesn't make sense, then I'll write it separately on paper because that's a little confusing for myself. So, question number 4. Convert, multiply, subtract, divide. One second, guys. Hey. Okay, I'm back. So, 0.15 times 3184 decimal. There'll be 4 decimals there when you multiply, so you need to make sure to move 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Then you'll say 31.84. This will be your discount because you're taking money off. This will be your discount. You'll subtract the discount, and then you'll get a new total. And you take your new total and then divide by 3. And that will be your final answer. Okay? Let's go to number 3 with Tan and his electricity. Notice that I'm showing my work on separate paper because this paper does not allot me the space that I need to answer and to show all of the work that I am going to have to show for solving each question. So number 3, I'm not even going to look at this because it's just that detailed. Whoops. Playing tricks on you. And remember, I said it's several steps. So let's talk about Tan. August, his monthly or his bill was $267. September, his bill was $267 plus a 2% increase of $267. That means I need to do something else to get there. October was $267 minus, because it's a decrease, 8% of $267. Remember, the key word of means to multiply. That's why whenever you see a percent and it says percent, and I tell you to convert your percent to a decimal, that's what we have to do. Convert your percent to decimal and then multiply. That sounded really crazy. Whenever you see a percent, convert, then multiply. Whenever you see a percent, convert, then multiply. Percent of, percent of. Most of the time when you read word problems on homework, on tests, and especially on the STAR test, it will say percent of. So again, convert, then multiply. Get it in your head to convert each percent to a decimal and then multiply by whatever amount is given to you. Okay? Remember, if I'm given a percent, I don't need a proportion for this answer, for solving this problem. So I've got 3 things to do. 1, 2, 3. Well, not even. I have 2 things to do. I've already been given the amount of money for August. Now I need to know how much he paid in September and October. So September is $267 times 2%. 2%, once I convert it, becomes 0.02. 8%, once I convert it, becomes 0.08. 267 times 0.02. Then October, 267 times 0.08. Multiply these two. Then here, you're going to add whatever answer you get here to 267. Then you're going to subtract whatever you get here from 267. This should not be a negative answer. And then at the end it says, how much did TAN spend on electricity over the 3-month period? At the end, you need to add August, you need to add September, you need to add October. That is your total and your answer. I already know what August is. It's 267. And if this is an increase, then that means this answer needs to be higher than 267. And if this is a decrease, that means my answer needs to be lower than 267. Okay? Then working backwards back to number 1 regarding Shelby. Remember, I'm not giving you answers, I'm just giving you steps on what to do. Shelby purchased a coat for $101.50 that was regularly priced at $145. So I have 3 numbers that I need. I need my original, my OG, my new number, and my change. My original price of, Shelby's original price of a coat is $145. Her new price is $101.50. The change. We need to do to find the change. You've already done several of those that tell you how to find the change, and then you need your proportion. X 100 change over original. Cross multiply and divide. Okay. Now going back to the front. Actually, let me just go to a clean sheet. Munson, still working backwards because I like to work backwards. Munson Sporting Goods purchases bowling balls from the manufacturer for a wholesale price of $65 each. Wholesale price, $65. That looked like an E, Miss Starling. The retail price of the bowling balls reflects a 60% increase. We just talked about increasing with TAN's electricity bill. What do I need to do for increase? Add, but instead by 2%, I'm going to be increasing by 60%. So, 3 things I need to do here. Whenever I see a percent, convert, multiply. Then it's an increase, so I must add. Okay? Lastly, number 5.